If you were thinking about making a move to Wake Forest in 2025, you need to check out these details. Stay tuned.
Kicking it off with the location of Wake Forest. So it is located on the northeast side of Raleigh. To get to North Raleigh from Wake Forest is not going to be too terrible, but it is a little bit more isolated from downtown Raleigh. Your main connecting point to get to the heart of Raleigh is going to be what's called Capitol Boulevard. It's also on the east side of Durham, so it butts up against Durham. And your main connection point to get to Durham is going to be Highway 98, which for the most part is a 2-lane highway.
So as far as amenities in Wake Forest, there is truly so much here, and this area has been growing like crazy over the last 5 to 10 years. So you really have so many options when it comes to shopping. So you've got, you have a Target here, there's a Walmart here, there's a Sam's Club here. They're adding a Costco here in the near-ish future.
Has that been officially announced, or is it?
Yeah, it was officially announced.
Okay.
So, you've got a lot of shopping here. You've got
all of your favorite.
All of your chain places. I'm getting there, don't worry. All of your chain places that you might think like, oh, if I live here, am I gonna have to like drive to Raleigh to get to these kind of things? They're really mostly all here, including 2, not 1, but 2 Chick-fil-A's. So don't worry, Chick-fil-A fans, it's here. Target is here. We can all survive. Target.
No, the second Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, there's one. Well, it's too complicated to put on the video.
Oh, there is 2.
Yeah,
there is 2. Yeah. I forgot about the one near Heritage. Okay. Yeah, no, but I mean, speaking of like Wake Forest, I mean, Cindy kind of hit on this, but it is like, it has everything you need here. You don't have to drive to Raleigh for the most part. I mean, if you wanted something more specific, like a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods, you're gonna be driving into Raleigh to get that. But it's not just the commercial or retail shopping scene that shines in Wake Forest. The park scene's also pretty good here as well. It's maybe not to the level of what you find in like a Cary or an Apex, but Wake Forest has over 15 miles of greenway trails. It's really nice parks like Joyner Park, which is where we're filming today, that has a lot of trails all throughout it. Amphitheaters, has a playground, a community center. And so Wake Forest really does shine, even though it's a little more isolated, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. It's a little more isolated. It is what I call like it's a self-sufficient town. You don't need to drive anywhere else to get what you need.
Yeah, and the parks here really are wonderful, even though there might not be as many as there are like in Raleigh, but it's easy to just drive and get to those places. But the parks that are here are really incredible.
Yeah, they are. So what does the housing market look like in Wake Forest? And this is honestly, I think, also one of the stronger points of Wake Forest. And it's a pretty balanced market when it comes to new construction and resale. Now, when you compare Wake Forest to other areas, there is a lot of new construction options here. It is a new construction heavy suburb of Raleigh. However, about 40% of the homes here that have sold this year are new construction, whereas about 60% are resale. So it's a pretty balanced market. So if you're looking to find a good resale option, Wake Forest is gonna have it. If you're looking to find a new construction option, Wake Forest is gonna have it. And it's gonna have a healthy mixture of established neighborhoods, historic homes like where we are right now, new neighborhoods. It's just a really well-rounded location when it comes to the housing market.
Yeah, for sure. And like Zach mentioned, with some of those neighborhoods, we really love the Heritage neighborhood in Wake Forest. It's got like a lot of tree-lined streets. We like this area here. Downtown Wake Forest has a lot of beautiful historic homes, and you have a lot of newer neighborhoods with a lot of amenities and the things that make it just easy to live in the neighborhood with walking trails and stuff like Holding Village. So we've got a lot of good options here in Wake Forest, and your average price point for a single family home in Wake Forest is around the $550 mark. So pretty comparable to what you might find in Raleigh. So if you wanted to move out to the Wake Forest area, it's not like it's like way more expensive or way cheaper than the Raleigh area, but you do get a lot of options.
Yeah, and when you're looking specifically like a townhome or a condo, and there's not a ton of condos in Wake Forest, so it's more just specifically townhomes, you're at the $480 mark. So it does bring that number down a lot if you are interested in the townhome.
So things we love about Wake Forest, I think in general, this area has such a cool mix of old and new that gives it a really charming feel to it, kind of like the downtown kind of just feels like a little Hallmark movie kind of spot. I love the downtown here, but you also have a mix of really great new things with the parks and the shopping that's very convenient to have just right here in town. I think in general, Wake Forest just feels like a quiet and happy place to move to and raise a family.
Yeah, so as far as the cons of Wake Forest, Cindy just described it as a quiet place. And there are places that are quiet, like this area of Wake Forest is really beautiful, really quiet. And then there's just an element of Wake Forest has grown a lot over the last several years and continues to grow a lot. And as a result of that, there's parts of Wake Forest that feel overcrowded. They are overcrowded, to be honest, and they feel that way. I think another con is, we kind of touched on this earlier, Wake Forest is somewhat removed from the other parts of the triangle. It is a decent drive to get to the heart of Raleigh, a decent drive to get to the heart of Durham. And so if those are places you need to commute to on a daily basis, Wake Forest may not be the best location for you. And then I think the final con, and this kind of ties into what I just mentioned, is how you get to Raleigh. So Capitol Boulevard, in my opinion, is, and probably in most people's opinion that live here, is the worst road in the region. And it's crowded, there's a lot of stoplights, there's a ton of congestion. And so that's your main artery, so to speak, to get from Wake Forest into Raleigh. And there are talks of revamping that road, turning it into a freeway. Some of those talks involve turning it into a toll road, which is obviously not ideal for the folks in Wake Forest. But in general, I think the element of being a little bit removed, the element of growing probably too quickly are going to be the main cons to Wake Forest. We are Zach and Cindy Honeycutt, a couple of real estate agents in the area. So if you are looking to buy or sell, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can find our contact info below. You can also find us on Instagram.
Yep, we'd love to have you follow along with us on Instagram. You can find us at the Honeycutt Realtors. And if you're interested in restaurants and playgrounds and things going on in the area, you can also follow our other account, the RDU Buzz, for all of those kinds of things.
Yep, and we'll see y'all next time.